Afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to today's press conference on 1 year of BioE3 from policy to action. We are honored to have with us Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, Honorable Union Minister of State, Independent Charge for Science and Technology and Earth Sciences, Minister of State in the PMO, Department of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, Department of Space and Department of Atomic Energy as our chief guest. We also extend a warm welcome to Professor Ajay Kumar Sood, Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India, Dr. Rajesh Gokhale, Secretary DBT, Dr. Jitendra Kumar, MD BIRAC, and Dr. Alka Sharma, Senior Advisor DBT, along with distinguished scientists, colleagues, and friends from media. May I now invite Dr. Rajesh Gokhale ji, Secretary DBT, to kindly present a sapling to the Honorable Minister. May I invite Dr. Alka Sharma ji to kindly present a sapling to Professor Ajay Kumar Sood. I also invite Dr. Alka Sharma ji to kindly present a sapling to Dr. Rajesh Gokhale. I now invite Dr. Alka Sharma to deliver her welcome address.
Namaskar, good afternoon. On behalf of Department of Biotechnology, it is my pleasure and privilege to welcome our chief guest, respected Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, Honorable Minister of State, Independent Charge, Ministry of Science and Technology, and Ministry of Earth Sciences. Minister of State, PMO, Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, Department of Atomic Energy, and Department of Space, Government of India, for celebration of 1 year of BioE3 from policy to action. Sir, we are extremely grateful for your unwavering guidance and support for strengthening biomanufacturing ecosystem across the country under BioE3 framework. I welcome Professor Ajay Kumar Sood, Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India. Sir, your esteemed presence in today's event is a great source of inspiration and encouragement for all of us. I welcome Dr. Rajesh S. Gokhale, Secretary DBT, DG BRIC, and Chairman BIRAC. Sir, thank you for your continued guidance and support for the entire team at DBT, IBRIC Plus family, and BIRAC. And I also welcome Directors P.C.by Shri Narendra Nand Kishore ji and MD BIRAC, all the directors, faculty, and students from IBRIC Plus family, my colleagues from DBT and BIRAC, team from press and media, and all the participants. We are delighted to have you all with us today for this special event. As you are aware, last year on 24th August, the Union Cabinet under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister had approved futuristic first ever biotechnology policy, that is BioE3 policy, built on pillars of economy, environment, and employment. Today, we are gathered here not only to celebrate 1 year of launch of BioE3 policy, but also to recognize the sincere efforts and significant contributions from all the stakeholders. They are policymakers, startups, entrepreneurs, industries, scientists, and researchers from various national institutions, IITs, and senior officials from central and state governments. They all have worked together to bring the vision of BioE3 to action. You all would agree that over the past 12 months, the BioE3 policy has served as a catalyst for facilitating inclusive growth in the biotech sector through a strategic roadmap for developing affordable and indigenous bio-based products and technologies. Echoing the Honorable Prime Minister's clarion call from the Red Fort on 15th August this year, the unique feature of today's event is the launch of BioE3 Challenge for Youth and also first BioFoundry Network by our chief guest, Honorable Minister of Science and Technology. Today, a video will also be played with major highlights of National Bio Foundry Network and 1 year of BioE3 from policy to action. Let us look ahead with determination and reaffirmation of our commitment to continue building a resilient and inclusive bioeconomy for the nation. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam. May I now request Dr. Jitendra Kumar, Managing Director of BioE3, to share his remarks.
Honorable Minister for Science Technology, Shri Jitendra Singh ji, respected Principal Scientific Advisor, Shri Ajay Kumar Sood ji, respected Secretary DBT, DG BRIC and Chairman BioE3, Shri Rajesh Gokhale ji, respected Senior Advisor and Scientist H, DBT, Dr. Alka Sharma ji, and dear dignitaries of the dais. First of all, I wish you a very happy Ganesh Chaturthi, and it is such a fortunate coincidence that we are launching a BioE3 challenge for youth and launching first National Biofoundry Network today on this auspicious occasion. This is the first time a policy of Government of India is set to stir the masses and democratize the concept of the biotechnology for economics, environment, and employment. Youths across the nation are excited about biotechnology, its application, and most importantly, the entrepreneurial opportunity it presents. And the launch of BioE3 Challenge today is testimony for this. I congratulate all the officers of DBT and BioE3 who have worked tirelessly to work on the plan of implementation of the policy, and surely it has been a mammoth task. My special congratulations and thanks to my colleagues from BioE3 for taking the challenge of implementation on ground head on. As you all know, BioE3 is the implementation partner of BioE3 policy, and today's launch of first National Biofoundry Network again is a great step forward for the implementation of BioE3 policy. As you all know, BioE3 has set up around 100 BioNest incubation centers across the country, and this robust network of plug-and-play laboratory facilities which have helped more than 4,000 startups undertake the proof of concept studies. The creation of biofoundries is a natural progression in this direction because the startup companies will now have access to the scale-up facilities and the direction and facility in the form of biofoundries and biomanufacturing hubs, which is so important for the commercialization of products and sustaining their entrepreneurial journey. This is another example of how DBT and BioE3 has worked in tandem with a great coordination and BioE3 implementing the efforts of DBT. Because of these efforts, the number of startups have increased from few hundreds in 2014 to more than 10,000 in year 2024. This is a decade-long journey of transformation. We will have to go a long way, especially in view of competition faced from US and China. But if we play our strengths, such as biodiversity, both in flora, fauna, and human population, young talented workforce, favorable government policies under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister at the national level and Honorable Minister at the ministerial level, Shri Jitendra Singh ji, we should have no doubt that we should be able to create a very, very powerful economy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We will now watch a short video on the journey of 1 year of BioE3 policy.
भारत ने BioE3 पॉलिसी की शुरुआत की है। इस पॉलिसी का विजन ये है कि भारत आईटी रिवॉल्यूशन की तरह ग्लोबल बायोटेक लैंडस्केप में भी एक लीडर बनकर उभरे।
It all began with the Union Cabinet's approval of the BioE3 policy for high-performance biomanufacturing under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi. Soon after, Honorable Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh launched the policy, laying down the biovision for Viksit Bharat.
And just as the industrial revolution of 1990s was IT-driven, the next revolution of the 21st century is going to be bio-driven.
This vision was carried forward through Global Bio India 2024, which united global stakeholders to shape India's role in the bioeconomy. Building momentum, the BioRite scheme was approved by Union Cabinet with a biomanufacturing and biofoundry element, backed by over 9,000 crore rupees. Progress continued as DBT and ISRO signed an MOU to advance space biotechnology and biomanufacturing, opening up new frontiers. India's first biomanufacturing institute was inaugurated by Honorable Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh to boost R&D in agri-biotech and bioprocessing. A milestone followed with the launch of the One Day One Genome mission, showcasing India's vast microbial potential. For wider dissemination of the policy, 14 webinars were conducted on biofoundry and biomanufacturing, connecting scientists, startups, and industry leaders. Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi hailed BioE3 as Bharat's pathway to global biomanufacturing leadership. Honorable President Srimati Draupadi Murmu too acknowledged the policy during her address to Parliament, reaffirming its national importance. A center-state partnership conclave then brought stakeholders together to align regional priorities with the national vision. DBT signed an MOU with the Assam government to advance biomanufacturing and drive innovation-led growth. The India Bioeconomy Report 2025, released by Honorable Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh, highlighted a 16-fold rise in the sector. Dr. Jitendra Singh engaged with Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates to boost private sector and startup participation. India then witnessed its first publicly funded biofoundry at ICGEB, inaugurated by Honorable Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh. India marked a proud moment as Gaganyatri Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla flew on Axiom Mission 4, where 3 biotech experiments were conducted. 3 biotech experiments on the ISS studied edible microalgae, cyanobacteria, and muscle dysfunction in microgravity, advancing India's space biotech. On World Bioproduct Day, DBT pledged to advance BioE3 for a sustainable and inclusive bioeconomy. The foundation stone was laid for CSIR, IMMT, BRIC, ILS Marine Biotech Facility, advancing seaweed research and marine biomanufacturing. Thereafter, DBT and METI exchanged an MOU to build an AI-driven biological research ecosystem in India. Through bio-enablers, Amrit grants, and innovation challenges across 6 verticals, BioE3 translated vision into action, powering Bharat's rise in the global bioeconomy. BioE3 policy garnered wide national media attention, and we are amplifying its impact and building awareness nationwide. DBT and iBrick Plus institutes are providing necessary momentum to the BioE3 mission. 1 year of BioE3 reflects Bharat's Bio-Nirman, leading the road to Viksit Bharat.
The Honorable Minister, Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, to formally launch the BioE3 challenge for youth. I now request Dr. Rajesh Gokhale, Secretary DBT, to share details of the challenge, design microbes, molecules, and more.
सर्वप्रथम आप सबको गणेश चतुर्थी की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। एक ऐसे शुभ अवसर पर ये चीज़ें लॉन्च करना बहुत ही जैसे कि MD बायरैक ने कहा, इट्स अ वेरी वेरी वंडरफुल थिंग टू डू। Honorable Minister for Science and Technology Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, respected Principal Scientific Advisor Professor Ajay Kumar Sood ji, my colleagues from DBT and BioRack Dr. Alka Sharma and Dr. Jitendra Kumar, also various colleagues from in the audience, all the directors of big institutions and other places. I think, can I have the slides, please? Basically, as you rightly heard from all of the previous speakers, actually, the whole purpose of BioE3 is to build a Viksit Bharat, actually. The bioeconomy is going to drive how the futuristic role of India will look at. Next slide, please. Can you click?
बायो 3 पॉलिसी भारत सरकार ने बनाई है। मैं देश के नौजवानों को कहता हूं, आइए बायो 3 पॉलिसी का अध्ययन करके कदम उठाइए। देश का भाग्य बदलना है, आपका सहयोग चाहिए।
So this was the clarion call that Honorable Prime Minister gave on this 15th of August from 2025, obviously calling all the youth to participate in this BioE3 activity. And next slide. So we therefore have come up with I think we've come up with a design program where every citizen in the country can in fact participate and build this activity. And this is very important because DBT, as you would imagine, is charting a new path to transform biology into the industrial force such that new jobs are created, new industries are created, and we can find the global solutions for the entire world. And as you would see, this is a commitment to foster a future which is sustainable, innovative, and responsible to global challenges. Next slide. So in this program, designed for BioE3 challenges, what we would like to all of you to do is to encourage all of you to come and participate to design probably a microbe, an enzyme, or a protein, or whatever you feel like, actually. Any biological system that you think would, in fact, ensure improved health, improved agriculture, improved environment, or improved industrial growth of any activity. You can use your logic, common man's logic as well, actually many times work. You can use your traditional knowledge, you can use creativity and sustainable participation, and that way you can influence the national priorities for it. In fact, there are two, next slide. In fact, there are two, as you can see, there are 6 sectors that have been identified in BioE3 policy, which anyway, many of you have already come across over the years now. It can be to do with an enzyme systems or proteins or chemicals or agriculture or precision therapeutics and various activities in space and ocean research. So all of these activities, you can come and participate as an open system. Any students, anybody who will wish to, starting from school or college students as well, actually. Next slide. So I think the key is to understand there are 2 categories for participation. One is for school students, where you can then submit your 2-minute videos and all the participants will get a certificate. And all the top 10 students will get every year a kind of a merit kind of performance to be able to look at it. And this call will continue for the entire year. And every month there'll be an announcement of a winners so that you can continue to accumulate and come up with ideas constantly. The second one is an open to Indian nationals and maybe all the undergraduate, postgraduate students, PhD students, faculty, startups, all the nationals of the country can participate in this activity. And next slide, please. I think all the top 10 hackathons winning solutions will receive 1 lakh rupees each month. So this is a kind of incentive for you to actually, try and come up with plans and ideas. And I think so that there'll be close to about full 1 year of program. Every month we will announce a call. And every month there'll be an announcement of the Hackathon Challenge Awards, actually. And this will allow you to also take it to the next generation of activities. So, you can see what you can really contribute. If you really want to shape the future of the country, this is a chance to come up with ideas and give the ideas. This is a youth-driven challenge. The various recognitions you will get, because we are also giving you an opportunity to take this to a prototype or to the next generation activities. There are a variety of networking opportunities you can get. You can work in the labs, you can work with students, you can interact with various industry partners. It also has an impactful to an action so that, you can have design BioE3 is likely to be implemented in a different ways. And finally, you do a national service, actually, which all of us are very keen to do. Basically, you try and solve complex problems, difficult challenges of the country that country aspires for you to really look at from the point of view of your knowledge and your, whatever you can come up with actually. Next slide, please. So you can see what we are going to allow you to do is that once you come up with an idea and submit this whole idea to a purpose after the announcement, we will provide you the facilities and infrastructure of all the BRIC institutions that are all across the country actually. And you can go and work there. They will provide you facilities. They will provide you infrastructure and for next 2 years. And therefore you have a chance to interact with science, work in the labs, create networks for yourself. And at the same time, BioRack, next slide, please. The BioRack will provide you access to bioincubators. Next slide. To the bioincubators, which are about close to 96 of them all across the country. And BioRack will also provide you a grant, seed grant on the submission of proposal, about 10 lakhs of seed grant, followed up with the 15 lakh grant, which will be a milestone-based activities. So you can see the hackathon solutions. We will try to take it to the prototype, at least to the next level of activities where the biofoundries that we are announcing today can do the scale-up activities across the country. So this is a kind of end-to-end solution what we are trying to talk about. And therefore, this will provide an opportunity to every citizen in the country, young at heart, young at all the energy bubbling energy that everybody has in this country, can in fact bring out their best to really make this happen as the best future of the country's future. Next slide, please. Finally, I think the world design is really define real needs, evidence first, sustainability to design, integration, various digital and various other platforms you can integrate in your own smart ways. Go to the market policy and net positive impact actually. That's the whole purpose of this, the design for BioE3 there. And I think this will empower grassroots innovators, develop scalable solutions for Bharat's sustainable, equitable, and self-reliant activity. And I really think that this is an opportunity for you to participate in the big journey that our nation is looking at for the Viksit Bharat. So can you be the one who can take the trailblazer for the Viksit Bharat? Thank you all of you for coming here, and we'll be happy to have press media to actually say this, enhance the viewership a little bit more. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now request the Honorable Minister to launch the first National Biofoundry Network. This will be followed by a short video presentation. Video presentation, please.
With the approval of the visionary BioE3 policy by the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, the nation is poised to leap forward in biomanufacturing across 6 key thematic verticals. To drive this mission, biofoundries are being established across the country. Biofoundries are a game changer for India. They speed up the journey from ideas to products, cut R&D costs, and reduce risks for startups, academia, and industry. Most importantly, they build India's strength in genome editing, enzyme engineering, and a sustainable bioeconomy, paving the way for our $300 billion bioeconomy vision by 2030. Today, we take pride in announcing the launch of India's first biofoundry network. At BRIC Nabi, India's first National Agri-Food Biomanufacturing Institute, established by the Government of India, we stand at the forefront of the country's biotechnology revolution. With the support of DBT's visionary BioE3 initiative, our new biofoundry will accelerate bio-based innovations, enabling rapid design, build, and scale-up of next-generation solutions for food, nutrition, and sustainability. This state-of-the-art facility will empower researchers, startups, and industry alike, positioning India as a global leader in biomanufacturing and bioeconomy. ICGB New Delhi, in collaboration with the Department of Biotechnology, Government of India, has established the country's first state-of-the-art biofoundry at its campus. This pioneering initiative marks a significant milestone in advancing synthetic biology and biotechnology research in India. At ICGB, our scientists will be leveraging this cutting-edge technology to design microbial cells to make novel products, develop breakthrough enzymes, test next-gen biofuels, enhance carbon capture efficiencies and sustainability. With biofoundries, the scientists will not just explore the frontiers of science and innovation, they will redefine them. As an institute of the BRIC DBT, Translational Health Science and Technology Institute focuses on making biomedical innovations accessible to public health. THSTI has recently been awarded with the grant from DBT to create BioFoundry towards development of novel monoclonal antibodies and live biotherapeutics, which will complement the BioE3 policy of the Government of India. While the monoclonal antibody BioFoundry will help develop novel monoclonal antibodies from proof of concept to the pre-product development stage, the live biotherapeutics, on the other hand, will utilize genetically defined indigenous microbial consortia that will offer targeted health benefits against several metabolic disorders such as obesity and fatty liver diseases, as well as other infectious disease indications. This biofoundry, along with the centers and facilities of BRIC THSTI, will advance biotherapeutics and translational research. Tata Memorial Centre, Mumbai, premier hub for cancer care, research and education, among the largest tertiary care centers in the country, with over 60+ years of expertise in oncology and conducted over 300 clinical trials. In the past 6 years, having established leadership in cell therapy with impactful first CD19 CAR path-making journey, now multiple IND-based projects are in clinical development. With this BioE3 initiative, the aim will be to establish a world-class biomanufacturing hub at TMC. With transformative vision of scaling up clinical trials to large-scale GMP production. Developing holistic model of end-to-end R&D cell therapies. With in-house novel INDs. And national and international academia and industry collaborations. The goal of the project is to accelerate the time to global market, cost-effective innovation and global collaboration for local benefit. The Institute of Pesticide Formulation Technology, IPFT, established in 1991 under the Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers, is dedicated to developing user and environment-friendly pesticide formulations with strong expertise in analytical characterization and bioevaluation. Equipped with advanced labs, pilot-scale facilities, and a research farm at Gurugram, IPFT is NABL accredited and GLP certified and has developed over 90 formulations for industry. The proposed biofoundry for biopesticides will serve as a one-stop solution from development to regulatory dossiers and technology transfer, while also connecting with farmers through awareness programs and field trials. BioFoundry at BRIC NCCS, Pune, is a state-of-the-art platform that integrates synthetic biology, robotics, automation, chassis development, and early process scale-up. Microbial chassis are engineered microorganisms designed as platforms for producing biomolecules like enzymes and metabolites. We combine our research expertise with our extensive microbial repository to create novel solutions. Guided by the DBT's BioE3 vision, our theme is building microbial chassis for a greener bioeconomy. We proudly celebrate the first year of the BioE3 policy and committed in driving economy, environment, and employment through BRIC NCCS BioFoundry. The network of biofoundries will empower India's BioE3 economy, strengthening health, food, energy, and environment, laying the foundation of a Viksit Bharat. With the
I now invite Professor Ajay Kumar Sood, Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India, for his special address.
Honorable Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, other dignitaries on the dais, Dr. Rajesh Gokhale, Dr. Alka Sharma, Dr. Jitendra Kumar, and Shri Nand Kishore ji, the entire DBT and BIRAC fraternity, members of the media. I am truly delighted to join all of you in celebrating the first birthday of BioE3 policy. So happy birthday and wish you many, many more years to prosper. Also, happy to see that within 12 days of the clarion call by Honorable Prime Minister from the Red Fort, TBT has put in action a plan, the launch of BioE3 challenge for youth. And this is what one really calls the speed. So this is congratulations to Dr. Gokhale and his entire team for conceptualizing this launch within this very, very short time. And I'm sure it will go a long way in inspiring our youth to take up the challenges, the bio-related challenges in a big way. Now we have seen that in the last few years, it's very, very clear that biology is no longer a subject in textbooks as it used to be in my times, but it is also becoming a very powerful tool to shape the future of India and its youth. And through BioE3, India has taken a strategic step towards building a green, clean and prosperous nation. And this vision actually goes beyond economic growth because it creates an Atmanirbhar Bharat by using biotechnology to address a large number of areas such as public health, protecting the environment, and fighting climate change. Now, for young Indians, for which this hackathon is meant, you will all realize that biology, along with the contemporary tools like artificial general intelligence, these are emerging as a gateway to meaningful careers that blend science, innovation, and sustainability. Now, in today's world, we all realize that the boundaries between disciplines are fading. Biology is not the one which used to be almost 50 years back. It is now converging with engineering, architecture, and space science, and creating exciting opportunities in all these combined areas for innovation. For example, this biophilic design, which brings nature into urban spaces, again, which has become very popular, is helping to build smart cities that are more resilient to pollution and climate change. Features like green roofs, which we are seeing, and vertical gardens, they not only make our cities beautiful, as we see in many places, but also help cool the buildings, clean the air, and manage weather. Now, these nature-inspired solutions are especially important in India, where urban areas are facing rising temperatures, poor air quality, and water scarcity. So by applying biology to city planning, which is really a huge domain, we can create healthier environments for all age groups, including children, and because they are the most vulnerable to pollution and climate change. So every year we know pollution continues to affect our cities. Delhi is especially critically aware of this, and people of all ages, including young children, are feeling its harmful effects. Now, to tackle this, we know that scientists are turning to nature-based solutions. As I was reading, special biological systems like algae, helpful microbes, and genetically engineering plants, they can absorb carbon dioxide from the air and through a process of CCUS, they can turn them into useful products like biofuels and so on. Now, this approach not only helps clean the air, but also create valuable resources, supporting a circular economy where materials are reused instead of thrown away. And it is a smart and sustainable way, as we all know, to fight pollution while building a greener future. Now, the genetically modified algae, as I mentioned, in my view, from the point of view of a non-expert, are emerging as a powerful biological tool for carbon sequestration. And glad to see the research from ICGEB in Delhi, which has shown that by introducing carbon capture genes from the green microalga into marine algae, they can significantly boost their ability to absorb CO2. So I was very happy to this report that these improved algae not only grow faster, but can also produce 2.5 times more natural oils. I think it's a wonderful discovery. This can really go a long way in biofuels and so on. So I came across another very beautiful concept, which I'm sure, I don't know whether it's happening in India, called liquid windows, where they put these windows have this microalgae in between that, and that in the room also helps to clean the air. So I was trying to find out if there is a startup in India, but I realized that this is in other countries, these are being marketed. So I was very happy to see that these simple ideas are really translating into very, very useful startups. And I'm sure in BioE3 economy, you will have many more of this. Now, again, in manufacturing, we are seeing a transformative shift that uses living systems to produce eco-friendly materials, as we saw in the video, like biodegradable plastics and biofuels. And this, again, helps in reducing pollution and so on. Now, a major breakthrough in healthcare that is just around the corner, and it's happening, as you saw in the BioE3, one of the vertical, is the personalized medicine and disease modeling. And these approaches are again changing. We have new technologies like prosthetic organs and organ on a chip system. These innovations are again making medicine more precise, safer, and tailored to individual needs. And it was interesting for me, again a non-expert, to see that prosthetic organs are created using lab-grown tissues and special materials that can take over the job of damaged or failed organs. Now, again, organ on a chip, which is again becoming very popular, are tiny tools lined with human cells that act like real organs. And they can really mimic how blood flows, how cells react to stress, how diseases develop. Again, a wonderful progress in the last few years in these new areas. And I'm sure with BioE3, many, many more efforts will get into this domain. Now, we heard even in space, biology is opening new frontiers. We all heard the 7 experiments which were done by Group Captain Shukla on Axiom 4 mission. And this is, my view, is a beginning. As I said on the day of Space Day, microgravity experiments are really the new frontier in science. And this is where I think many, many more things will happen, where India has been rather a minor player so far, but I hope with Axiom 4 mission, it will get accelerated. So I think I will just say that this BioE3 policy is really very holistic, right from generating employment to many other things in R&D and so on. And India produces, as you know, the highest number of STEM graduates, and this is a field in biotechnology which can really make a big impact. So with all this, I see a great future on this first birthday of BioE3. Many more happy birthdays will come. And once again, wishing all of you Ganesh Chaturthi and all the very best for this efforts, which is being led by DBT and its partners. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And now the moment, the most awaited moment, the Honorable Minister, Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, will deliver his keynote address and interact with media.
I was asking him whether to sit here and speak, or he said, as whichever way you want. I said, no, let me be more visible to the audience, so whichever way they want. Thank you very much. Principal Scientific Advisor, Professor Sood, Dr. Rajesh Gokhale, Dr. Alka, Dr. Jitendra Kumar, and Nandakishore Reddy, our friend from P.C.by. At the outset, I have to apologize for having disturbed you on a restricted holiday on the Ganesh Chaturthi festival. And Dr. Rajesh Gokhale was very apprehensive that we may not be able to have any audience, least of all the media friends. But I'm glad. That, of course, doesn't in any way lessen your faith or belief in Lord Ganesha. So, but at the same time also, we can have the satisfaction of telling ourselves that you are equally dedicated to the cause of biotechnology. So thank you very much for this encouraging response. Now, I think at the outset, I must compliment Dr. Rajesh. Soon after the Prime Minister's address was over on the 15th of August, the first call that I received, in fact, a message before that WhatsApp follow-up call. He was so excited that the Honorable Prime Minister had made a mention of BioE3 policy and done that quite elaborately, very convincingly, because when Prime Minister speaks something in his Independence Day, it not only becomes a declaration of intent for the government in place, but is also taken very seriously across the country and even outside, and also sets the priority of the government in place. And therefore, one day later, he suggested to me that now, to live up to the tall order that Prime Minister has placed before us, we should be doing something. So I said, okay, you create something, and I'm glad that he's very innovatively come out with this idea, which would be very engagingly involving the youth of this country. Now, as the Principal Scientific Advisor was mentioning, it's been 1 year since we had this policy. And I think within 1 year, very subtly, there has been a transformation, because I, Professor Sood, many of us belong to the times when nobody could understand what was biotechnology. So half the people thought it was a branch of engineering, the other thought they were a branch of medicine. So it was very difficult to figure out at that time whether it was an engineer's concern or a doctor's concern. And now we have also seen those times when if any youngster did a course or a B.Tech in biophysics, he or she would be at a loss to find a job in India. So most of these graduates had to find a job outside India. And in the engineering streams also, it was the least preferred choice. And only those who could not find any other stream would opt for this. But there's been such a tremendous change. Only 3 years back, we had a small survey conducted among class 12 children, class 12 pass outs, and it was discovered that biotechnology has suddenly emerged as third or fourth choice amongst them. And this happens only when they find a lucrative livelihood potential or a placement potential, which has started happening. So nothing can sustain without getting linked with the economy, and that started happening. Now, even in the last 1 year, if you see, we have had a first of its kind biomanufacturing institute at Mohali. Dr. Parikh is there, and I owe another visit also to you. And we also launched the DBT Bioreactor Mulankar, bio-enablers, then the bio-AI hubs have been launched, BioE cells have been sought to be created in each of the states. Assam and Gujarat were among the first. And we were also among the first to have signed a formal MOU between the Department of Biotechnology and Department of Space. Because as Professor Sood was mentioning, most of these experiments conducted by Shubhashu on board the Axiom were created and developed by the Department of Biotechnology. And in fact, these were the experiments which were actually meant to be conducted by a biotechnologist, but we couldn't have sent him up the space. So someday we might. So I said we should have, because in fact, I was telling Subhashu also, I said what you did was in fact a biotechnologist's job, but I must appreciate you that you proved to be a good learner and did it with quite a big perfection. But next time when one of you goes up, we'll be trying to train a biotechnologist to do that. And also, we may also have a space physician, like sports medicine was hardly a preferred branch about 3 decades ago. And it was rather would be a butt of joke, but now they are among the most heavily paid, highly paid professionals. So we have very futuristically moved in that direction. And I'm glad that it is also because of the futuristic approach of the Prime Minister that we could get this policy passed, because normally the political dispensations are not very favorably inclined to this heavily scientifically loaded cabinet notes. And Rajesh had to make a series of presentations, that the Honorable Prime Minister himself then explained to his colleagues that, look, at today it might not sound very relevant, but tomorrow, of course, because that's precisely we try to submit before him, that tomorrow we would at least be counted among the early birds or the early initiators amongst the countries, because virtually every area is going to be biotechnology driven. As Professor Sood was saying, the personalized prescriptions are very soon. 2 patients suffering from same disease may have a different prescription, depending on their genetic profile, their environment, milieu. So 2 persons of diabetics, similar by all parameters, clinical and biochemical, would have a separate prescription. So it's going to be a very fascinating times to come. Similarly, the prosthesis, as he was mentioning, we might have more acceptability of this process, because one of the problems that was happening with many of the transplants was that the person has to be given immunosuppressive drugs for a long time to make it more acceptable. But in the process, some other dormant diseases waken up. The person who's getting treated for a kidney transplant or post-treatment for kidney transplant suddenly finds that new malignancy has it. So all these things would be very fascinating. And of course, not only that, even the food world. We've already started animal-free milk. One of the startups from Bangalore is doing very well. They've even started exporting it. Because when the world requirement goes on increasing and you have less and less of land to actually fend for all these cattle and animals, this will be very handy. And tomorrow, maybe as Reddy has arranged a refreshment for you after this, he might arrange a vegetarian mutton for you or a vegetarian chicken for you, because it started already happening. So maybe your palliative taste, my buds may take some time to get used to it. So this is going to be a very fascinating time. And in fact, everything is going to be driven. It's not being easily realized, but we are going to have it in every sphere of life, in plants, in animals, in life sciences. What Shubhashu experimented over there about biogenesis is not something which is relevant only to this space. Of course, there they sit for 2-3 weeks, the muscles get wasted, but it happens even amongst us. Of course, in diseases like type 2 diabetes mellitus or cancer, etc., it's already known, but even in common fractures, you have a fracture of the lower limb and you're asked to confine to bed for 4 weeks, your muscles suffer from disuse atrophy, and then you are asked to go in for physiotherapy. So the strategies which are being experimented over there are also relevant to us of the earth. And as I said, the day when he came, what was tested would not be relevant or useful only for the 140 crore Indians, but for the rest of the world as well. And therefore, I think those experiments which were facilitated by the Department of Biotechnology at the International Space Station, I think are one of the earliest indicators of Vishwa Bandhu Bharat. So you can understand how wide this is going to be. And of course, as was being mentioned, also going to be the industrial revolution, because even in economics, the considered view across the world is that there's going to be a paradigm shift from manufacturing to the regenerative processes to the genetic processes. Like in 90s, it was all different kinds of vehicles appearing, beginning from Suzuki and so on and so forth. So you'll have everything lab driven, or maybe, and also waste to wealth. So everywhere this will come in. And therefore then, and of course, in the last 3-4 years, the awakening has been so much that suddenly there has been a spike in bio startups as well as biotech economy. It's rather embarrassing saying that before 2014, we had just 50 biotech startups across the country, 50, hardly a number to be. Now we have more than 11,000, 12,000 almost. Yeah. So, and they are doing wonderful job and also making a good fortune out of this. Our bioeconomy was just about 10 billion US dollar. In 8 years, it went up 80 billion, then 100 billion, then 130 billion. Now we are projecting as 230 billion in the next few years. So I think now the stakeholders have started realizing, and therefore, who are the stakeholders? The stakeholders are the one for which this program has been launched. And this, as was being mentioned by Rajesh, this call for first national biofoundry network. I think this is quite an innovative idea for the biofoundry network is going to include 6 institutions across the country to enhance the developing of indigenous bio-based products and also to create skill in this domain. And second, of course, very important is the BioE3 challenge for you, for which he very elaborately described every first of every month being call being made and the solutions being selected. So this will also give them incentive and also prepare them for the kind of tomorrow that is going to happen. So this is kind of engagement to ensure capacity building in them and simultaneously also give them an idea of how they can make a livelihood out of this. And this is also because this, to that extent, one can say that this is dedicated to the actual architects of the biotech story or the India's biotech-driven growth, which is going to happen from tomorrow. And therefore, this youth for whom this challenge is being launched, and that's why I said we would also play some of these videos on the social media, particularly the first one, the 1-year journey, so that they know what it is all about, because some of them don't know, so they want to know. The others don't know that they don't know. So we have to cater to both. So those who don't know would keep looking for us. But those who don't know that they don't know would not even keep looking for us. So we have to also reach out to them so that each one is benefited, because ultimately they are going to be the torch bearers of this future revolution. And the green global ecosystem that Professor Sood was referring to is going to be the ultimate target of this entire mission. And again, that would be spearheaded by these youngsters to whom this initiative is being dedicated. So thank you very much once again. I think this has been also, as he said, an auspicious day, and incidentally, this also happened to be my last day in the North Block. But I'm glad to be the last man to have occupied that majestic office of DOPT, which was created by the Britishers 90 years back. So in more ways than one, this has become quite a landmark day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The floor is now open for media. So please raise number plates in front of your seats. Please introduce yourself before asking questions. 45.
This is Akship Thakur from the Tribune newspaper. My question is to Dr. Gokhale. Sir, last week DBT and Ministry of Electronics had exchanged an MOU. If you could elaborate on what that MOU is all about and how will the Ministry of Electronics be aiding DBT?
Basically, as Honorable Minister also mentioned, and so as Principal Scientific Advisor, the combination of convergence of biology and AI is going to be really transformative for the country's future, actually. And what METI is doing is setting up infrastructure for doing AI work all across the country. And what we would do with collaboration with them through an MOU is provide projects that will do what is called closed loop project. So that any idea that has come out from AI driven answers would be tested out in our labs in collaboration with them so that one can create a complete circle, and then the data will feed back into the AI model. So that these feedback loops will continue to improve the models as well as at the same time will improve the projects and deliver programs. So the MOU is really a, win-win.
I think very soon we'll have MOU, more of MOUs, because as Professor Sood was saying, the age of interdisciplinary has set in, so we can't be working in silos. And in fact, when the specialty started happening somewhere in 1960s and 70s, one of the critics said, we have divided ourselves into compartments. So I think we have now come into full circuit. All those compartments, barriers have been broken down because we realize that we can't be doing without each other. So as I said, AI is with MIT, the communication is MIT, quantum is there. So all these things will come handy over here also, both in medicine and to even space. I think we should also have, we already are part of the health research. So the health ministry is more visible because the executing ministry, but the entire research is done in biotechnology.
280.
So good afternoon, this is Sanjay Agarwal. So my question is that the best thing in the science and technology is to get an award. You started this Biofriendly Network Awards.
Please introduce yourself.
I'm Sanjay Agarwal, sir, for Sunrise Mirror. So my it's best wishes to all of you. I just wondering that is India working towards the Nobel Prize in Science? Because you people are working so hard day in, day out.
No, I think you can't work for a prize. The prize happens. If you work for a prize, you don't get it. And there are examples before you I don't want to mention. Those who are working for it. So it does happen because no, that's been very kind of him that he's been so generous because, and I must appreciate, and in fact, I was sharing with one of the media friends, if you do that, and let's say, because unfortunately we are occupied with other things, at least in these last 11 years, not a single Independence Day address has been without one or the other declaration regarding science or innovation. He started off with Swachhata, then he came to Digital India, then he started out Startup India, then he came to Gaganyaan, then he came twice with Deep Ocean Mission, then Digital Health, and now, of course, this year, this one. It's been tremendous. So I think that's very encouraging. It's also a huge departure from the, the kind of monotonous pattern which was being followed earlier.
238.
सर मैं पीयूष पांडे हूँ TV9 भारतवर्ष से। जैसा कि प्रोफेसर सूद ने हमें बताया कि प्रदूषण से निपटने के लिए और क्लाइमेट चेंज से निपटने के लिए जो बायोटेक्नोलॉजी है उसका उपयोग किया जा सकता है, तो ये चूँकि फ्यूचरिस्टिक आपने पूरा प्लान बताया और नीति भी बताई, तो क्या इस बारे में कोई आगे कदम बढ़ाया जा रहा है? चूँकि सर्दियाँ आ रही हैं और दिल्ली में खास तौर पर प्रदूषण बहुत रहता है उस दौरान।
We only give ideas, but these are the people who are really implementing. So
Professor Sood has conveniently joined you.
So I think there are emerging technologies that needs to be developed to scale. अभी क्या है कि लैब में और फील्ड में लेवल पे हो चुका है, लेकिन उसको स्केल में करेंगे तब एटमॉस्फेयर से कनेक्ट होके कम्प्लीटली एक नया इकोसिस्टम बिल्ट होगा। जल्दी आप ये सब चीज़ें देखेंगे, मेरे ख्याल से 3-4 साल में ये सब चीज़ें डिप्लॉय भी हो जाएंगी। इनफैक्ट एक बायो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हब हमने इस तरह से अनाउंस किया है, जो बड़े से फील्ड में आप देखेंगे हरे हरे डब्बे लगे हुए हैं, उन डब्बों में एमीबा एल्गे ग्रो हो रहे हैं और वो एल्गे एक्चुअली कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एटमॉस्फेयर से कैप्चर करके उससे बाय प्रोडक्ट्स बना रहे हैं, अलग अलग नए नए प्रोडक्ट। तो जल्दी आप इसके बारे में भी सुनेंगे। अभी
25, after that 76.
Sir, my question is to the Honorable Minister.
Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, I am Naresh. I represent Sagar Media. So my question here. So my question is that, the biotechnology is more or less molecular and cell technology. So in the world, we are finding stem cells have become a very important for the cure of various, diseases. And we all read in the newspaper. And because when the human being is formed, these stem cells play important role. So how far we are into this technology and how we can achieve the progress in?
No, I think we are already into stem cells. In fact, stem cell in life sciences started way back about 2.5 decades in India. One of the earliest projects was in P.C.by Chandigarh that was related to diabetes when Anil Bansali was there. And now, of course, as you rightly said, stem cell in human beings, stem cell in plants, not only for therapeutic, but also for preventive. Those plants which are disease prone, the human beings who are disease prone could be actually engineered to prevent that. But at the same time, we should not forget our traditional knowledge asset. So by combining the two, we get more valuable outcomes. Like, for example, very recently a study has come, just 1 month back, I've given it to the Health Ministry for their appraisal. Earlier, we combined yoga, for example, in diabetes. So in late 90s, the first study which came from Osmania Medical College, Hyderabad, where we postulated that you could reduce the dosage of anti-diabetes. Just giving you an example, insulin, etc., by practicing certain yoga asanas like Mayurasana, Bhujangasana, Paschimottanasana, etc., etc. Now, a new study come out that you could actually reduce the occurrence by 40% in those prone individuals, vulnerable, if you practice certain yoga asanas. And then if you create a holistic prescription, combining, as you said, wherever required stem cells with this, so that will be, and that will be an exclusive India, model. But we are already into stem cells even in plants. Even this institute over here is working on it. STEM. Yeah, in STEM Institute is dedicated one in Bangalore. This is rather world class, and sometimes we might have an opportunity. So all of you should also be visiting that.
76, then 207. 76.
And also genes. I think this department is among the first to have come out with a gene therapy for successfully for treatment of hemophilia, the blood disorder, bleeding disorder caused by deficiency of clotting factor 8. So we were just now discussing, he and me, while this was going on, and the first trial is done in Christian Medical College, Vellore.
Sir, here, Shine Mohan from Madhrubhumi. Sir, on the Axiom mission, Shubhamshu Shukla conducted some experiments in biotechnology. So what was the outcome or result of that experiments? I don't know whether it is too early or immature to ask now.
No, actually it is too early. The results have been they are now being worked out. And then they have to be validated, also verified through multiple parameters, finally to be shared, because otherwise sometimes they may be misleading, but they are just working on it. They just arrived.
207.
So this is Anona from the Indian Express. There were certain areas that were identified under the BioE3 policy where the focus of the work would be, and the scope of the work has also been released. But are there any specific projects that have been identified? Could you tell us about a few under different categories that have already started working or will commence work soon?
No, I think even Rajesh would like to add. As far as the life sciences are concerned, the human beings are concerned, among the ambitious projects that we have is the gene sequencing of the patients. So which is very closely aligned to the Prime Minister's call for TB Mukt Bharat. So we already sequenced how many in tuberculosis? 15,000. And we plan to have 1 million, very soon. So then that would then get connected with what Professor Sood was saying, personalized prescriptions. And that is also applicable to other diseases, not only to tuberculosis, but even other diseases. And similarly also, our vaccine project is coming out in a very big way. We were the first to come out with the DNA vaccine for COVID, then for the HPV vaccine. Now we are working on influenza and also dengue. So that is the second project. And third, of course, the genes, as I mentioned. And similarly, simultaneously in the plants also, to keep away from the, plant potential damages to the plant by other microorganisms and other factors there also. And InSTEM is one institute which is working also very actively on that. You would like to add to that?
I think as Honorable Minister has said, we are also setting up biomanufacturing hubs. So these are pre-commercial entities, which you will soon hear about it on first Honorable Minister is going to launch a biomanufacturing hubs, which will produce primarily the import substitutes. Actually, there are a large number of products that gets imported in the country. Therefore, the biotech ecosystem is creating these import substitutes first policy actually, so that our imports.
I think this National Biofoundry Network is a very innovative idea, because we are going to link about 6 institutions across the country, create a network which could be accessible to everybody. In fact, the same kind of thing we have done even in case of through Tata Memorial Hospital, Mumbai, because that also happens to be with us, not with the Health Ministry, luckily. So there we have also formed a cancer grid. So whereby, while 11 hospitals have now been set up full-fledged, out of which 9 have become functional, the other smaller hospitals can avail of our services. So somewhere we have put daycare clinics, somewhere we put up radiation, even in small B towns. So that we have created a grid. So similarly, this grid of that pattern, so that we involve all the towns, both in terms of awareness, capacity building, and also providing them the facility to work in this.
26.
Thank you. I'm Anil Handa, Atuli Bharat News, Loktantra Ki Shan. Technology disruptions are almost there in every field, and every day we find that the technology has been upgraded. So our country is working on verticals on different areas. So my question is, like, green is not necessarily progressive. So are we playing to the tune of COP21, or are the verticals being controlled, like you said?
Verticals are actually very much aligned. They may stand apart like a human chain, but they hold hands, again like a human chain. So you cannot actually literally define them as verticals standing isolated from each other. So very much aligned to each other.
Benefits occurring out of all the different verticals, are they being measured? Like if you are moving around in the latest technology hubs and whatever results are like gene technology you just mentioned. So gene technology is practically has not taken shape in the real form.